They want you broke. How the elite use war to steal your wealth. The invisible tax. Right now, the British public is being mugged in broad daylight, but no one is calling the police. Why? Because the mugger is the system itself. While you're worrying about the price of a pint reaching £8 or your mortgage doubling, the world's most powerful people are moving the chips off the table. They are selling the pound and buying the only thing that has never gone to zero. Since 2024, gold has gone from over £1,600 an ounce to over £3,600 an ounce, and that isn't just a market rally. That is the sound of the exit doors being bolted shut. In this video, I'm going to show you the war blueprint. I'll show you why the City of London is hoarding bullion while telling you to keep your money in a crumbling banking system. We are going to look at the secret history of how wars are funded by your debasement and why a calculated gold crash is the final step before the Great Reset of 2026. Blood and bullion, the war fund. Now there is a dark rule in history. Wars are funded by gold, but they're paid for by the poor. In September 1939, as Hitler marched, the London gold fixing was shut down. The price was frozen at £8 an ounce, and why? Because the government couldn't allow a free market to tell the truth about how fast the pound was losing its value to pay for the Spitfires and the tanks. Now fast forward to today. Look at the global stage. In 2026 trade wars, the Middle East is on fire and tensions in Eastern Europe are at an all-time high. Every time a missile is fired, the elites make a phone call to their brokers in the city. Look at the £4,000 signal. Gold price. Now pre-World War II, it was £8 an ounce. Every time there's an event, there is a gold price impact. Pre-World War II, 1939, it was £8 an ounce. The system freeze in the Vietnam era, 1971, £15 an ounce. The end of gold standard, the financial crisis in 2008, it rose to £450 an ounce. The first warning of the 2026 conflict, it has peaked at an all-time high of £4,074 an ounce. Now, war is the ultimate excuse for inflation. If the government prints 100 billion for defence, you do not question it. But that new money enters the system, it dilutes your savings and it drives the price of physical assets like gold into the stratosphere. Now the elites know this, they're not predicting the rise, they are funding the cause of it. Now the elitist hedge, the city's secret. Let's talk about the elites. Now I'm not talking about some hooded cult, I'm talking about the institutional whales in the City of London and the Bank of International Settlements, BIS. Now, while the BBC tells you that gold is a dead asset that pays no interest, look at what the central banks are actually doing. In 2025 alone, they bought over 850 tonnes of gold. They're not buying it because they like the colour. They're buying it because they know that paper system is terminal. Now, think about the logic. If you knew a bridge was about to collapse, would you stand on it? No. You get to the shore. Now, gold is the shore. The elites have already crossed the bridge. They've moved their wealth into an unhackable, unprintable physical gold bars held in private vaults beneath the streets of London. They want you to stay on the bridge. They want you in digital pounds, CBDCs and stock portfolios that they can freeze with a single line of code. Now, the coming crash. But wait, you say. If gold is so good, why are you talking about a crash? Because the elites are masters of the shakeout. Look at the charts of 2026. Gold has gone parabolic. In every bubble in history, the people at the top trigger a massive sell-off to clean out the real investors. People like you. The 2026 trap, the pump, the drive to gold to £4,200 an ounce via fear and war in headlines. The panic. Trigger a massive algorithmic sell order. The price drops to £2,800 in a week and then they liquidate it. The average person who bought at the top out of fear panics and sells. The final hoarding. The elites buy up all that cheap gold before the real reset happens, where gold is then revalued up to nearly £10,000 an ounce. You watch this mark, you will see, and it goes back to a new global currency. They need you to sell your grandma's gold to the pawn shops. They need the physical supply to move on from the hands of the people in the hands of the institutions. The crash is not the end of gold, it's the repossession of it by the elites. Now, the British Survival Guide. So how do you survive a system designed to strip you of your purchasing power? First, you ignore the spot price. The price you see on the news is for paper contracts that don't even exist. physical gold, the stuff you can hold, will always command a premium when the crash happens. Secondly, watch the Bank of England's net official reserves. If you see them increasing their gold holdings while the pound is volatile, that's your go signal. Third, understand the gold to silver ratio. Historically, when gold becomes too expensive for the common person, silver follows. Now in the UK, Silver Britannias are capital gains tax free. The elites hate that. The elites hate that you know that. And the final warning here, guys. We are entering the most dangerous financial period in the British history. The cost of living crisis wasn't an accident. The rising gold price isn't a fluke. And the coming crash won't be a market failure. It is a transition. They are moving from an era of freedom and paper to an era of control and digital. Gold is the only thing that exists outside of their digital web. The elites are ready. Their vaults are full. Their bunkers are stocked, and the question is, when the paper pound in your pocket finally becomes worthless than the ink it's printed with, what will you have in hand? Like this video to fight the algorithm and subscribe, because they won't let us talk about this for much longer. Please enjoy the next video here, and guys, stay safe.